Hey guys, Roxbox90 here with another card a day in the life of an EDH commander. Yes, I am back after my week-long hiatus, and I thought we'd start. As I've been saying, I don't think I've given red enough love, so I think we're going to start with the red card. And a really wacky red card, because many EDH red cards are wacky. This one's Gamble, so let's gamble. 1 red CC cost for a sorcery, tutor. Search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, then discard a card at random. Shuffle your library afterwards. Okay, so this card's kind of interesting. It's one of the very few red tutors, because red often doesn't have any way to get stuff from the deck, which is part of the problem. You usually rely on artifacts when you're using red-oriented decks. Even if you have multicolored decks, this is not necessarily the tutor you would go to if you're using red plus another color, unless red is the only way you can have. But let's say, for example, you have a mono-red EDH deck. Then Gamble is one of the very few tutor-like cards you can run. So, is it any good? Interesting question. It really depends. It's great in that, yes, it can search for a card you need. It's bad in that you have to discard a card at random. Now, doing a little bit of mathematical things for people who are mathematically oriented, if you think about it, on average in EDH, you're likely to have 7+ cards in your hand, because if you're running a multicolor deck, particularly, or any color that has card draw, particularly blue, then your hand will be constantly being refilled, both from your draw step and from your draw spells. The problem being, in a red deck, you don't have a lot of draw. So often your hand is not 7+ cards. It's often 2 to 3 cards once you start get going, and sometimes even less. This is why you sometimes use things like Wheel of Fortune to refill your hand, even though you may have a couple cards in your hand, because you know that you need to refill. So, is a gamble any good? Well, if your hand's going to be very small, then you run a very high risk of discarding the very card that you tutored for. So, obviously that's a problem. If you have 2 to 3 cards on average in your hand, then you don't want to be putting that one card in, making it 3 or 4, and then your probability is 1 in 4 of getting rid of your card. That's not a good thing. So it's questionable. I personally would still run it, because the risk, given it's a 1-cost tutor and red doesn't have any tutors, it's probably worth the risk of the tutor. However, you have to keep in mind that it's a highly risky card. More likely, I would do it after somehow you refill your hand with, say, a Wheel of Fortune or Chandra Blaze or something like that. If you refill your hand, then you play Gamble, you have a much lower chance of discarding the card you tutor for. But of course, you're going to have to pay something. That's kind of what comes with the red cost. So, good or bad, it really is up to you and how you see it work for you. Most people would say it's a good tutor if you're using mono red. If you're using multicolor, where red's not the primal color of the deck, more likely than not you have better tutors. So it's really up to you. Let me know what you guys think, of course, in the comments below. Please check out my channel sponsors in the description as well. Keep in mind that May, which is ending very, very soon, if you order from avugames.com, $25 or more, and put the code word ROX90 restored in the comment section of the order, you'll get a free gift. So take advantage of that. You only got another couple days. Roxbox90 signing out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.